Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? Travel forwards in time or back in time? Ultimate ultimatums and diabolical dilemmas await inside the Dilemma Academy. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dilemma Academy. We're your hosts, CJ, Jess, and Demi, and today we have a chat about caffeine and alcohol, the color red, and being slippery or sticky. So, without further ado, let's get started.
How has everyone's week been?
Very busy, but good.
Busy but good. Yeah.
Yep.
What's happened with me that's interesting this week? I got my Christmas present from Jess arrived early, which is some cool workout gear from Odin Athletics. Looks pretty sweet. Check out my personal gram if you're keen on seeing it. I was pretty excited to bust
shameless
it out.
Shameless plug.
Hey, I didn't say my tag, but you let me wear it early, which is really cool of you because you were originally going to lock it away under the Christmas tree, which I was very much not looking forward to.
It's a Christmas present.
Yeah, I know.
You shouldn't have it yet.
Yeah. Dylan always does that. Dylan's like, just buys the present and then gives it to me. I'm like, it's like for Christmas, right? You give it to me on Christmas. He's like, doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, so I get to open nothing on Christmas then? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Well, I mean, joy is joy.
No.
Whenever it's given.
It's only because you wanted it now, so yes.
I did. I wanted it very much now. So thank you.
He was expecting it because he gets the message, notifications when his delivery's on the way. So whenever he knows that the delivery's coming, he's like awake really early and he's waiting for, the knock on the door. So the knock on the door happens and he jumps up and he goes to the front door and he expects it to be his gift, but no, it's my tart delivery. So I got my makeup.
That was funny.
So much disappointment on CJ's face, and Jess is like, yeah,
makeup.
I've been waiting like 2 weeks for it.
Yeah. But then it came like 20 minutes later, my one came and I was like, oh yeah. I was like looking out, peeking out through the blinds. I'm just like, yeah, that guy, he's coming for us. I know the sound of that van. I know it. I know when it pulls up.
Who delivered the tart? Who delivered the...
So I think it was Star Trek delivered tart, and I get along with that guy really well because he's here all the time. And my one was from DHL, and I didn't know that guy. He was a stranger to me, but he delivered me Christmas presents, so he's all right in my book if he's delivering Christmas presents. So.
We see this Star Trek guy so much that I feel obliged to get him a Christmas gift.
Give him a card.
I know, but it's really awkward because I don't know his name. Yeah, because I guess, you don't ask for the delivery driver's name the first couple of times because at the start they're just a stranger. But then after they've delivered like 50 plus deliveries to you and they know your name and like they're like all jovial and stuff. And like obviously you're happy and you smiley back and all that sort of stuff. But he's always like, morning CJ, another delivery for you. And I'm like, thanks guy.
It's very lovely of him. Why don't you just ask what his name is? Yeah,
but I feel like now it's too awkward to ask what his name is because I speak so friendly with him. Like it's to that point where I'm like, hoping he has a good day and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, how's the wife and the kids and all that sort of stuff. I'm not, but it kind of feels like that's that point, and I feel like that's getting to the point where it's now awkward to ask for his name. So I keep trying to see if I can sneaky look at when he asks me to sign the things, like, oh, is the delivery driver's name there or something? But it's never there. I still don't know this guy's name.
Just say you know my name, but I've never gotten your name. What is it?
Yeah, has he ever introduced himself to you?
I don't think so. I actually don't think he's ever mentioned his name to me. Otherwise, I would have remembered it because I'm normally pretty good with remembering people's names like that. So.
What does he look like?
Well, he looks like a middle-aged Chinese man. Yeah. So.
No, Demi asked what name does he look like?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't say what does he look like.
Oh, I think you said what does he look like?
No.
What name does he look like?
I want to know what name.
He looks like a John. Like he could be a John.
Could be a John?
Yeah, he could be a John.
All right.
Morning, John. Morning, CJ.
Just try
Morning,
out
John.
Try out different names.
Let's try John. And it goes, it's Rod. I was like, oh, that's strange. I thought it was John. Sorry, man.
My mistake.
That's even more embarrassing.
I wrote John on your Christmas card.
It must be the DHL man that's named John.
Yeah. I think that it's perfectly fine to just, and I do it all the time, and I don't think that people are offended because I'm really sorry. I'm really bad with names. Just forgotten your name. Could you remind me?
It's too late for that, though.
It's not too late.
No, just say, I'm sorry, you know my name, but I've never gotten your name before.
Yeah.
What is
All right. Leave it with me.
Next
if he delivers a package this week, I'll try and get his name.
I expect name.
If it's John, hilarious. Maybe I should just try that. I'll just try John and see if it works.
That's more. It's more embarrassing to call someone the wrong name.
I don't even reckon he wouldn't even. It wouldn't.
You wouldn't face him because
he would just be like, "Oh, he must just mistake me for someone else," and then he'd just get really sad. So
yeah, I mean, I still wanted to deliver my deliveries with a smile, so I'll figure his name out. I'll figure it out.
Christmas card.
Yeah, figure it out. Give him a Christmas card. Dunzo. So highlight of my week was a delivery.
As it is for everyone.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Christmas for me every day.
Yeah.
I got my juju necklace. My evil eye necklace, which is supposed to reflect negativity. But it's not charged. I haven't charged it under a full moon.
Oh my God.
There is.
Do you have to like direct it towards the negativity for it to like deflect it? Or?
I have to put it in a nice plate and put it out in the full moon, which isn't until the 12th of December.
Sorry, what do you have to do? Can you say it a little bit louder so the folks at home can hear?
Oh,
they can.
That's very
I'm talking
ominous that it's on the 12th of December.
Yes. My sister enjoys it very much.
It's a certain someone's birthday on that day.
I wonder who. It's the cats. But yeah, haven't charged it yet. I am wearing it though.
So you're wearing an uncharged juju necklace.
Take a photo of my juju necklace. Yeah. I'll take a photo of it when I'm charging it on the 12th of December.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. I remember when we used to play Lord of the Rings Risk, me and some friends back in high school, and we would like, I don't know, it got to the point where, you play that game and like you're playing for like 6 hours and you kind of get to the point where you start getting like a little bit crazy, and we used to charge the dice between turns. Like we would sit there and like our hands like over the top of the dice, like in like a charging motion over the sixes to like charge the dice.
It just shows,
did it work?
Honestly, how weird.
What do you think? No, it didn't work. It just made us even more angry when it wasn't what we wanted.
Don't knock my juju necklace.
Yeah. Jess, anything exciting in your week this week?
Probably the most exciting part of my week, or I guess, my first experience with this was a 20-week pregnancy morphology scan. Very detailed, very much, was interesting to me from a scientific medical perspective, because at the 20-week scan, they literally look at everything. So it took quite a long time, and they count, 10 fingers, 10 toes, all the bones are there. They measure all the bones. They look at the brain. They look at, whether the baby has a nasal bone, is the nose separated from the lips? They look at the entire spine. In fact, they do 3 cross sections of the spine, which is amazing.
That's pretty cool.
The diaphragm, the stomach, the bladder, all of that they check. And it was just so interesting that there's a tiny little human being in there. And,
it was pretty interesting. Like they look at everything from like the shape of the brain and the symmetry, and like the sonographer went around and was like showing you where all the major like arteries and veins were coming out of the heart. So
I'm sorry, Daisy really wants to be on the mic right now.
She's keen for it. So
she's sharing her week as well.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see. Like you see like the heart beating, and you've got all like you see all the chambers of the heart.
The heart. It's pretty amazing. I just found that incredibly interesting, just to think, oh, it's actually a little human in there. The little human that's been kicking me for a few weeks, and it was just nice to sort of be connected again, and I guess the baby doesn't look like an alien anymore. The baby actually looks like a little skinny baby. So
his eye, which was interesting, like saw right into like his face and like the iris and stuff, and that looked kind of cool. It was nice to see sort of his face and got the profile and everything as well in there. So it was good. It was like pretty exciting. So it was the first time we'd actually gotten one in several weeks. So it was nice to see how he'd grown.
So that was definitely the highlight of my week, being able to see that.
All right, well, shall we get stuck into this evening's dilemmas?
Sure. You want to go last, CJ?
Yeah, mine's a weird one, so I think we'll save mine for the very end.
Shall I go first this time?
I think so.
Okay. So my dilemma for this week is, would you rather give up caffeine or give up alcohol?
Interesting question. I mean, both cover a lot of drinks, I must say, a lot of beverages.
So if you're, caffeine, that means you have to give up, obviously, the most obvious is coffee. But also tea has caffeine, Coca-Cola, or, that sort of like cola drinks usually have caffeine.
True. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
There's a bit of caffeine in chocolates.
So anything with caffeine,
anything with caffeine.
Okay. All right.
I immediately know my answer.
And
I think we know Joe's answer.
and then of course alcohol is beer, wine, spirits, cider.
All right. Here's. I mean, this is going completely in a tangent immediately, but I'm going to raise it because I've just literally thought of it. You can't have you can't have like disinfectants that have alcohol in it. Like, can you not use those on like wounds on your body anymore? Because
No,
you
of
can't
course
have
you
alcohol?
can use them. You're just not consuming.
But in a way, you're
No, you can
taking
still
it into
use
your
hand
body.
sanitizer.
All right, CJ, I want to see you lather yourself in hand sanitizer and get drunk from it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess that means then you can't use alcohol in cooking either. So
That's true.
There would be a lot of cuisines off the table because a lot of different cuisines do use, wines and that sort of thing in cooking.
Or you'll just have to make that food without wine, or you can't have rum cake anymore because it has rum in
cooking without red wine. You just can't, or white wine.
Well, you can, but it's just not as
But
good.
what's the point? Okay. All right. Interesting one. Initial thoughts. I definitely have caffeine more than I have alcohol.
Exactly, and that's why I thought this was a really good question, because I feel like people have caffeine a lot more on a daily basis, but alcohol is like a special drink. Like you always have it on special occasions. It's something that really relaxes you, and you enjoy having alcohol. So
yeah, you make better memories off alcohol than you do off caffeine.
And then all your memories just go.
Yeah. And then
There's a certain point in alcohol where you don't make any more memories.
Even better if you combine alcohol and caffeine. Jaeger
Oh, yeah. I do love a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 of us love Jaeger bombs.
I hate Jaeger bombs.
Because you're not European.
Well, Jaeger bombs are licorice, right?
No, it's
No.
herbal.
Yeah, it's herbal.
No,
Herbs.
Jaeger's just disgusting. Ugh. Ugh.
Then you drink Sambuca.
No, I don't drink. No, isn't Sambuca licorice as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't
Sambuca
drink.
is licorice.
No.
Jaeger is not.
I hate licorice.
Hmm.
But I don't
Yeah.
like the smell of Jaeger anyway. I've never had a bad experience with Jaeger. Never, ever, ever. I just don't like it.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think my initial thoughts is like caffeine is good day to day because like it helps. I have my cup of coffee in the morning, helps get me started. Sometimes I'll have a little afternoon pick me up. I do enjoy the taste very much so now of coffee. Didn't used to. Took me a while. It wasn't until my mid-20s that I started actually drinking any kind of coffee. Started with 2 sugars in a
Yes,
in
but
a
before
latte.
that, when you were a little tyke,
I would have a lot of
you
tea. Yeah.
had a lot of tea. You just very, very British of you to have your cup of tea before you went to school. So
I know. I was a weird kid though because I would have like a very British cup of tea and crumpets in the morning.
oh my god,
How is that weird? That's what I did as a child.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's very British. But then I would come. Here's the weird part: is I would come back home and I would have like really woggy Italian snacks. Like I would have a plate that was salami and prosciutto and gherkins and olives, and yeah, that was like my diet as kids.
and CJ's brother had like a much more normal 90s kid plate of snacks, which was
Fucking
like
soft cheese.
like
soft
fucking
cheeses and
plastic
lollies and
Spam.
and chips and yeah.
God love spam.
Fried
Pan fried spam.
pan fried spam. When I used to eat meat, I did actually like pan fried spam.
I know spam is good. It's awful, but it's good. Like it's awful
Oh.
good.
It's not like you shouldn't be consuming that wholly, but
Gross.
I mean, yeah, never ingest a whole slab of spam in the one sitting. That's
See?
probably not beneficial for your
it's because
health.
you're not European.
Yeah.
But I just don't eat weird food like that.
Jessica, you eat sour cream with salt. Don't
Yeah, that's
fucking-
normal.
Don't start with me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess spam is besides the point because alcohol, caffeine, we can still enjoy a nice slab of spam once in a while. So. I mean, unless you like to like drizzle, a nice red wine reduction of your spam, but I think that's getting a bit fancy.
A little bit too fancy.
But yeah, so caffeine, I think very much day to day, beverage for me. And then alcohol is, especially nowadays, recently, alcohol's been more of a, very special occasion, like rarely
That's just
drink.
because CJ has like phantom pregnancy symptoms, and because I can't have alcohol, he's all like, "Oh, I don't want alcohol either."
I had a beer with dinner just yesterday. Thank you
I
very
forced
much.
you to have that beer.
You did force me to look at the beer menu. And I just got one because I was like, I'm looking at the menu now anyway. But yeah, you're right. I mean, my taste for the, the devil's treat has certainly limited.
Devil's
recently.
treat. What?
I don't know.
Are you talking about cocaine? Like,
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I think that giving up caffeine would impact day to day more giving up alcohol might impact like those like big one-off sort of moments where, you know, you're having a really sort of, you know, good time, everyone's getting a bit drunk and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's a bad message to send that like, oh, you have to get drunk to have a good time, but you know, you tend to, like, because you're a bit more looser, a bit more loosey-goosey, you know.
How Australian of you.
Yeah, you're on the cracking music from the
BT dubs, guys. Lockout laws end in January.
Oh, I saw that. And I got excited, and then I was like, no, don't get excited. You're still pregnant.
Yeah, but you're only pregnant for a little while longer.
And then I'll have a newborn.
Yeah. I think as well, though, for me, like alcohol with the food thing, I suppose that's pretty big because I do use like a lot of my favorite recipes that I cook here at home, and yours too, Jess, do include like red wine reductions or, you know, white wine reductions and all that sort of stuff. So that would have to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny for me because I have essentially given up both of these categories.
Yeah, true. Actually, you've kind of had to give up both.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I've given up alcohol and I've only recently started to reintroduce caffeine again in small amounts. So for the first trimester, I really did not have tea or didn't have coffee at all. Just completely went off all of that. I didn't really want chocolate. I just really craved like fruit and you know, vanilla. That's what I tended to crave. So I wasn't even craving, you know, chocolate, which has a little bit of caffeine, and that was okay. Like that was okay. But I've definitely gone back to having, you know, my normal teas and having a wheat coffee here and there, and you know, that's because I don't know, it's comforting, and that's the thing about the caffeine selection. You can have a comforting tea. You can have a nice cup of coffee.
Decaf tea though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I think like there's some pretty good decaf options out there now that taste pretty similar to the right thing. I think as well depends on the context of your life, this question, because I feel like if you ask someone when they're just on the cusp of 18 whether they'd rather give up alcohol or give up caffeine, you know, you'd probably have a wildly different answer than what we're sort of contemplating now. You know, especially like baby on the way. I'm going to hella need that caffeine for the first few months when we're like up all the time. I couldn't imagine like trying to ride that dinosaur on non-caffeine drinks. Like.
Or you're going to really need a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Just need a stiff drink at like the end of the night.
CJ's like, I really need a coffee, and Jessica's like, I really need a fucking drink.
Yeah.
Are you drinking whiskey at 7 a.m. in the morning? This is my midnight. Don't judge me.
So I immediately thought I would give up alcohol, but then I thought I could just have decaffeinated tea. Because I really just like the taste of tea. It's not like the caffeine.
You need the caffeine, yeah.
Like maybe because I'm used to it, that I need, like, it is the caffeine. But I just very much enjoy the taste of tea. However, decaf tea does not come in all the flavors of tea that I like. Like I can't get an Earl Grey decaf.
Yeah, and all
can't get a Lady Grey decaf. Can't get an Australian afternoon tea.
You can't get Bushels. Can you get Bushels decaf?
I have Lipton decaf at home, so I don't have Bushels decaf.
And you'd never be able to take advantage of the free teas they give you in hotel rooms because they'd all have caffeine in them.
Damn.
Yeah. So no more stuff in your bag at the end of the trip and taking them home with you. Jess. The amount of like random tea bags that we have in this house because Jess is just like stuffed with the free ones.
I 100% have free tea bags in my bag right now as we speak.
I really want a tea right now, actually.
Me too. We'll get one after.
Oh man. Pause the tea break. Pause the podcast. Now's the time, ladies and gentlemen, to come and grab yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, but not if you're driving, unless you go through drive-through.
Definitely don't drink while you're driving. I thought that's where you were going to go with that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. I'm
alcohol beverages.
Why are you saying this
away.
about tea?
What? Yeah, like coffee. Like you go through a drive-through and get a tea. You know what? How good would a drive-through tea place be?
You mean like Cafe?
Yeah.
Do they do tea?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is it nice
if you
though?
ask for a tea.
Is it like English tea? Is it proper tea?
Yeah.
Speaking of tea, we had the nicest tea the other week.
I feel like we're saying the word tea too much.
We went into
I feel like CJ just like had a bit of a conniption or something.
We went into the city.
Have you ingested like copious amounts of caffeine before this podcast?
No, actually not. Maybe I need some. Need some caffeine to speed me up and some alcohol to slow me down.
Oh my god.
That's how you have a heart attack.
Yeah. But hey, back to the story. I was telling a story.
Okay.
We went into called the Royal Tea House, I think.
It was not.
What was it called?
The Queen Victoria Tea House, I think.
Yeah, the Royal Tea House. I'm pretty sure it's called the Royal Tea House in the QVB
Royal
building.
Tea?
It should have been called that, but no, it was unfortunately called something much more plain.
It was the Queen Victoria Tea Rooms in the Queen Victoria building in Sydney.
Yeah, the Royal Tea Room. And, they had, we didn't get they had the full, high tea sandwiches and all that sort of stuff. We didn't get that, but we tried a couple of their teas. And it was nice, decent price, good outlook because they had the Christmas tree there and the big clock and everything. And the QVB inside's quite a nice little building just to look and people watch while you're having tea. And the 2 teas we had were really nice. Mine was a cinnamon blend, and it was quite spicy, and that was really nice. And I think Jess had a green tea from memory.
No, I had the rose, the lady rose tea or something like that. So very floral. And
yeah,
it was beautiful though. It was really nice.
Very nice teas. So yeah, if you're in the QVB, go check it out. It's quite
definitely.
Nice.
I think it was beautiful. I'd 100% go back there. We had cakes there as well, and yeah.
But you couldn't
recommend.
if you gave up caffeine.
Oh my god!
Could never go back there.
I couldn't have high tea.
You couldn't have high tea. Oh my god!
How often do you have high tea?
But I like it when I have one.
Yeah, but you also like red wine.
Oh, I do love red wine.
I think that's your crush. You know what? I think out of the 3 of us, I think Jess is going to have the hardest time answering this
The
one.
pregnant one.
But I've been able to give both of them up though, so I feel like I'm strong.
Yeah, but as soon as you give birth and are able to drink again, you're going to be like,
yeah,
give me that fucking wine.
As soon as the purpose for you giving up those things is out of you, hello red wine, hello tea and coffee.
Today was actually the first day in about 20 weeks that I properly craved a glass of red wine.
Oh, okay.
The first day. It was probably because I was very stressed out today though, but yes.
Yeah.
I was just I really want a glass of red wine.
You did well. Kept it together.
Yeah, I know, of course, duh. But yeah.
Just you come home and Jessica's just she's
sniffing the bottle.
Got the cork coming out of no, Jessica, no.
No, just put it down. It's not worth it. I think another consideration for me with this question is from a health perspective, and I feel like I always hark on about the health perspective of questions, but I think alcohol has 0 positive health benefits.
Hey, no. Red wine.
Yeah, but red wine has goodness in it that's not from the alcohol though.
Yes, it is. It's from the grape.
I think it's from the fermentation process, but I don't think it's the alcoholicness of the red wine that makes it good for you.
The fermentation process creates the alcohol.
Yes, I know that. But the alcohol itself is not the good part for you.
But the alcohol is the byproduct of the fermentation process. You can't win this.
Agree to disagree on this one.
I will always maintain that my glass of red wine has health benefits.
Okay.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Okay.
Has health benefits.
All right.
Iron.
Let's say for a moment we take that red wine has some health benefits if you have 1 a day. Let's take that Guinness has some slight health benefits. Again, if you take 1 a day. That's where the benefits of alcohol stop, and there's a lot of negative impacts to people's health from alcohol use.
But that's okay. You don't need to have 5 glasses of red wine every day.
No, you don't. I'm not saying that.
You can have 1 with your pasta.
But chances
or your steak.
Yeah, I know. But let's compare 1 glass of red wine to 1 cup of coffee a day. The glass of red wine, arguably the alcohol in that is worse for you than the caffeine in the coffee.
I strongly disagree.
Caffeine does have its negative effects though.
It does, but it also has a lot of positive health benefits. So
does caffeine itself have health benefits though?
Yeah, people take caffeine tablets. It's good for your metabolism, I believe.
Is that
red wine is full of
health,
antioxidants
though? Because you could be just taking caffeine tablets to stay awake or to increase your metabolism to lose weight, which could be for health reasons or could be just because you want to cheat on your diet. So I don't know if it's just pure, you couldn't just say caffeine is good for you. All
right, but let's say I would definitely put it in a category of less bad for you than alcohol.
Yes, I would agree that it is less bad than alcohol, but I would not necessarily say that it is healthy for you.
And I mean, if we're talking about drinks that are good because of the thing that they're in, well, you can't go past the crazy benefits of green tea. which has caffeine.
I know, and now I've just remembered that green tea has caffeine in it, and I don't know how I can ever give up green tea. Oh, why did I ask this question?
This is your question, Jess.
Yeah.
You put yourself in this dilemma.
Oh my God. I thought it was easy at the start because I was all, I can give up both. I'm fine on my high horse, and now I just don't know.
Well,
What if this life as a pregnant woman
Is forever.
continues forever with no alcohol?
Yeah.
That's a sad life.
Yeah, but imagine a life with no tea, no green tea, no coffee. That's pretty sad as well.
this question is easy for me because I'm not a big drinker.
But is it? Because
is
it?
either way,
So-
no more Jaeger bombs.
I'm okay with that if I just get to drink Red Bull instead.
True, I suppose. All right, well, go,
I'm-
Demi. I feel like you're close to your answer.
Yeah, I know 100% that I would give up alcohol from the start.
Yep.
I knew 100% that was my answer because I don't drink every weekend. I'm not a huge drinker, even when I go
Except
out.
she smashes the Jaeger bombs.
I do love a Jaeger bomb.
Funny story.
Could I have one final send off Jaeger bomb if I gave up alcohol?
I'm going to allow it. Because that would be great.
All right.
Actually, funny story, and I will bring it up because it's too funny not to mention. But one of the first group trips that we ever went away on when we were a little bit younger, and it was like, oh yeah, it's like our first group trip. We're gonna have a lot to drink, and we're staying in a house for like a whole week, blah blah. Anyway, we were like, we knew that Demi was a bit of like not like an alcohol virgin, but like certainly hadn't really ever gotten like properly smashed. So the first thing we did when we got to this house was we played vodka shot roulette.
We played shot roulette
Yeah.
with a gun cup.
With a gun cup, which I'd gotten for Christmas, I think, that year, even potentially.
That's actually a very strange Christmas gift now that I think about it.
Yeah, it was like a silver cup,
It
but it
was.
was like a gun was like melted through the cup. So it was like every time you picked up the cup, it was like you were holding a pistol.
Yeah. It was
Very weird present. I actually don't remember who bought that for me, but whoever it was, that's a weird present. Note that down. That was definitely a weird present. Anyway, so we filled up like 6 of those like red party cups with water, and then we filled up like the last one we filled up with vodka, so you couldn't tell the difference between like the vodka and the water. And turn by turn we'd go around and you'd pick a red cup, you'd pour it into the gun cup, and then you would shoot it.
I don't know why we put that in the gun
I don't know
cup.
why. It was for the flamboyant. It was like for the
was for the
drama
lols.
of it all. Yeah, that's right. The theater.
The theater.
And the first, I think it was the first 3 or possibly even the first 4 all went to Demi.
Yeah, it was not fun.
And like it's worse as well because you don't know that whether you're about to have water or whether you're about to have a shot of alcohol. Like the look on the face.
You know when you pull that cup to your mouth that it's, you know which one it is, and you can't stop because the aim was we had to guess who had the vodka.
Yeah.
So if you stopped and was like screwed up your face,
Yeah.
you would obviously give it
Give
away.
it away, yeah.
So you had to like just chug it.
Had to have the poker face.
Yeah. Which was hard. I think most of us struggled with the poker face.
Unless the time that I choked on the water and everybody thought it was vodka and it was definitely water, and Andrea had the vodka.
Yeah, and when like I think there was one of our other friends, Henry, like poured the water into the gun cup, and he was like, "Nah, pours like water," and then it ended up being the vodka, and he like scrunched up his face and everything. Hilarious. Anyway,
Anyway,
We
pours
digress.
like water.
yeah,
Pours like water.
We say that to this day.
yeah.
Yeah. So CJ, what would you pick?
I'm probably leaning towards giving up the alcohol as well. Just because I don't really drink that much or that heavily anymore. Like we don't like go out and party every weekend or anything like
Don't
that.
tell everyone how boring we are.
It's not like
boring.
It's not like we ever partied every
That's
weekend.
true.
Yeah.
But here we are going, oh, so excited about the lockout laws being lifted in Sydney, and we're like,
Yeah, I know.
no, let's just stay home with our cups of
But
tea.
if the state government came out with a law that said, you can't sell coffee anymore before 12 p.m., people would have more of an uproar with that than the lockout laws, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
If you couldn't sell coffee before 12 p.m.,
Yeah.
people would be rioting.
Yeah, there would literally be riots in the street if you couldn't buy a coffee before 12 p.m. So
Starbucks would be leading it.
yeah, exactly. So I think I'm leading that way just from like the way that like life is led at the moment. I also feel like you get to enjoy caffeinated beverages more often than you get to enjoy alcoholic beverages, and it's more accepted as well. Like you can have a coffee with brunch in the morning. It's a bit less socially acceptable to have a whiskey with brunch, at 10 a.m. for example. Certainly there would be things that I would miss. I do like wine, and I do like my whiskeys, especially the Lagavulin. That's a good one. Go try it if you haven't tried it. But I think that I think ultimately I would lean towards giving up the alcohol and keeping the caffeine. That would be my answer.
I think after much deliberation, my answer has to be the caffeine as well.
As in give up caffeine or give up alcohol?
No, I would give up the alcohol and take the caffeine.
Yeah.
This is very sad for me.
Imagine the tiny violin music in the back.
Yeah.
In the background. CJ, add that in.
But no, I couldn't give up tea and good coffees and, nice chocolate desserts or green tea. Like, definitely couldn't give up green tea. And I would definitely miss my glass of red wine. That's for sure. So I think this is another unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision! Keep cheering. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, unanimous decision on the first question. I like it. Good start, guys.
One every episode, guys.
Good start to episode 6, yeah. So that's not a bad hit rate. Actually, I think I remember saying in episode 1, like, we came to a unanimous decision. It was like, oh, it's going to be rare, guys. We're never going to agree on anything. So it's good. Yeah, about one hit per episode so far.
When I first asked the question, I was just thinking, yep, not definitely giving up the caffeine. Don't need to live on the caffeine. I'm not addicted to caffeine, but alcohol is special. And no, I got convinced out of it when I heard this entire conversation. I'm like, damn it.
It's just like convincing you towards Team Cow last week.
No, Team Chicken.
Yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, convincing you towards Team Chicken.
Yeah, you guys you say chicken, but you're thinking cow. Anyway, let's not get back to that. Let's move on to the next question.
The next question is, would you rather be colorblind totally or only see shades of red? In shades of red. So everything would be red-hued.
So we would have our previous knowledge of what colors look like, I assume, in both options.
Yeah, I suppose so.
When you say colorblind, do you mean like you actually cannot see any color at all and you're seeing the world in black and white and grays? Or
yes.
Is it the... Oh, okay.
So like full colorblind.
Or is it like the full... Or is it like the very traditional, you see greens as reds and reds as greens?
I'm going to say like black and white.
Full on.
Black and white. So it's either black and white or it's like some weird red toned world.
Yes. So you do see color. Cool.
Some color, I suppose.
Some color.
I mean, here's where my thoughts jump immediately is that, obviously I do a lot of photography and a lot of the times I will provide people with the color version of the photos and then I'll also give them a black and white version of the photos. The black and white version of the photos do tend to look pretty nice still, even without the color. I think that if we were to sort of still have the understanding of color that we do like right now and then suddenly we were to change into either full colorblind or like the shades of red, I feel like I would enjoy the shades of gray more than I would enjoy the shades of red. And I say that because I think my brain is more trained to understand the colors in grayscale than it would be in like a weird like red scale. I feel like gray, although arguably more bland, is more palatable to be seeing constantly. I'm sure that you would get used to either, though. To be honest, like if that was the only thing that you could see,
it would just be like sepia but red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I guess sepia is kind of like orangey yellow tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like. They seem, at first they seem wildly different from one another. It's like, it's like grays and, shades of gray and then one's like shades of red. But I think that you would probably get used to either eventually.
And I suppose with the shades of red, you're more easily able to see luminosity though as well. So for example, I'm looking across the room at our Christmas tree where it has, twinkle lights. And I would think that you would see those twinkle lights more brightly in shades of red than you would in grayscale.
I don't know.
No. Luminosity and saturation doesn't normally coincide. I mean, it depends in regards to what you're talking about, because if you're talking about light, then certain colors of light do emit light brighter than other colors. So blue light is always brighter than, say, red light, for example. But I don't know how that would...
it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, blue light is the brightest light type of light, I think.
Oh, okay.
Short of full spectrum light.
Yeah, red falls towards the other end of the spectrum.
Okay. Oh, yes, because white light is the brightest and blue is closer to white than red is.
In the color scale.
Okay.
The spectrum.
But yeah. But I don't know if in regards to like color blindness, like if you could only see in red, would that make everything darker? Because you're only seeing the red light spectrum, and that red light spectrum, it would then be arguably a lot darker. Whereas if you're seeing in grayscale, I suppose you would be still... Yeah, I don't know how that would work actually.
Yeah, only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
We can just magically...
We have no time, Dan. We have to make this decision now.
If you see in red, I mean, I'm completely naive about all of this stuff, so I may be asking silly questions, but if you see in red, would that mean that you are actually able to see better at night?
I don't know. Maybe. I know you'd be fucked if you could only see in black and white at night time.
Oh yeah, you would have no night vision anymore.
Yeah.
At all.
I reckon with red, you'd have a little bit
more.
You'd have definitely more than the black and white version.
Yeah, I don't actually know about that because, I mean, if you take as a whole that red light emits a lower luminosity than any other form of light, wouldn't still having the red vision give you even worse vision at night because there's even less red light to go around and it would be darker?
But I think if you were seeing black and white only,
yeah,
you couldn't see at night.
I guess when you turn the light off, you see in black and white anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I it's interesting. I mean, I'd like to look up a bit of the science behind it because, I mean, full black and white colorblind is something that exists, right?
I don't know. I am colorblind.
Yeah.
But only, I think blue-green.
Yeah.
Blue-green colorblind.
Blue-green? Yeah. Because what?
So I can still see blue and I can still see green, but I might not see it the same way everybody else sees it. Like I have arguments with my mum about things. At the shop the other day, I was like, look at that blue jumper. She was like, that's green. And I was like, well then.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how it would work. If you only saw in black and white, for example, like seeing white light is technically seeing all of the color spectrum at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Whereas only seeing red is you're only seeing the red elements of the color spectrum. So,
I mean, for me, immediately when I heard this question, I thought, oh, I don't want to see in red because to me, red is like very angry. You know, it's got more of an emotion to it than just black and white. And I think there's some scientific basis in regard to the psychology of, you know, if you write something in red or if something's in red, then it really incites a different response in you than if something, you know, were in blue or yellow. Like there's obviously there's a psychological basis for why certain colors are used in marketing. You know, like for example,
you'd be hungry all the time.
Yeah, you'd be hungry all the time, exactly, because the colors orange and yellow and red are used very much in food marketing. For example, McDonald's makes great use of those colors. You don't usually see blue in food marketing, but you do tend to see the colors, like the color blue in like a lot of corporate logos because it's tend to be seen as something very regal and trustworthy, but also softer tone blues in, agencies that help out with, mental health, for example.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, I think, psychological elements to different colors and, all of that sort of represents different things. I wonder if if you start only seeing in red, like you just start like getting like murderous tendencies and like you start to become just a really like angry person because you're seeing red all the time. As opposed to, black and white, I suppose, which would be bit more, I guess a bit more normal, I suppose.
So black and white colorblind does exist. I can't pronounce it because it's...
Give it a try.
Achromatia?
I'll trust you.
It's not right.
Yeah.
And the one that I have is trichomacy, which is when one of my cones is faulty.
Right.
But still perceives...
some color.
Still perceives the color, but not the right way. That
kind of like colorblindness, I suppose, is very interesting because in a way you get a unique view of the world that not everybody else gets.
Yeah, but I can never explain it to you guys.
That's true.
And you can never experience it.
Well, I mean, then, how do any of us know really that what we're seeing and what we're perceiving colors-wise is what other people are seeing?
Well, yeah, there was, I don't remember where I heard it, but they were talking about how colors were written in like ancient books and they were like, oh, the sea was a deep purple and stuff like that because they couldn't, to them that was purple.
Yeah.
And that slowly evolved over time when that's, the sea is blue now.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those existential things really where you're never going to be able to get inside somebody else's mind and know, is your green the same as my green? Who knows? We don't know. You might label it as green in your head, so when we both look at something that is quote unquote green, we both say, oh, that's a lovely green. But really, it could look a way that is unimaginable to me.
That is very interesting. I wonder how do we teach our kids colors in that way then? Especially when you're doing cross colors like aqua.
I don't know what aqua is. I can't see aqua. So I could not teach my child what aqua is.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard. I think you start with the basics and then you sort of go from there, I think. Like you don't really learn like aqua and, sort of all those sort of colors.
Purple is like the mix of red and blue, but how do you know when something's purple or dark purple or light purple rather than...
Don't think too much about it, Jess. Like what I'm suggesting where it's all different is probably not true, and purple probably looks the same to pretty much everybody, and that's how we teach our kids.
This is really existential.
I guess it would just be like,
Jess just has like her hands on her head at the moment.
She's like having a breakdown.
I'm looking at this painting. We have this painting in our dining area that is literally just full of color.
Yeah.
And I'm going, is the purple that I'm looking at the same purple that everyone else is looking at?
Well, there's no purple in that painting, so I don't know what you're looking at. We'll take a photo of the painting and we'll put it on the gram.
Yeah,
we'll see what your thoughts on it are. Can you see purple? What colours can you see? Are you only seeing shades of red? If so, consult your doctor as soon as possible.
I think I know what my answer is.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would see in shades of red.
No,
shades of red.
I would
What?
see in shades
Oh my
of
god,
grey.
that is totally the
not
opposite of
what
what
I
I thought you were going to say, to be honest. So please explain. Please explain.
No.
Don't
Cut
bring
that
Kath and
out.
Kim into this.
Cut that out.
Please explain.
No.
I just think it would be a bit more interesting.
Why?
It's black and white, plain, boring. Shades of red,
So it's
exciting.
more like I still get one color at least kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like one color is
fun,
better than
a little
no
bit fun.
color.
Maybe I can just really look good in red all the time. Like I'll just really nail the red outfits.
Yeah, but every outfit will be red.
Exactly.
So I'll just nail every outfit. This red lipstick's amazing.
It's actually blue.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm right with it.
I feel like the problem with shades of red is I think you would have a harder time coordinating colors in regards to how you appear to everybody else.
I'd just get someone else to buy my clothes with me.
Yeah.
That's what people who are colorblind do.
Yeah. True. I suppose that's a potential. I don't know. I'm definitely leaning more towards having black and white.
I think it would be cool to see the world as a black and white movie.
I think you get bored of it real quick.
Black and white.
I think I would as well, but...
Oh, look. There's no denying you'd yearn for color. Would I yearn for only red, though? Like, if that's the ultimatum, the dilemma.
That's why I picked red, because red is a very garish color. Like, red is a very, in-your-face color. Not like blue
Yeah. Like,
or green.
give me blue or give me... You know what, though? Like,
yeah,
I know
I'd
that...
pick blue over
See?
black and white.
That's why I picked red.
Yeah, see,
I'd pick green over black and white.
I think even for me, when I think about colors, I feel like it would drive you crazy to see the same wash of color constantly on everything. Like, imagine you get up and your room is blue and the roof is blue and the cabinets are blue and your blankets are also blue and everything on your phone is blue.
But they're all different hues of blue.
Yeah.
You wake up, the ceiling is white, your bed is white, the ground is black, that is grey. Like, you're only seeing, like, where I'm seeing, like, that is dark red and that's light red and that's pink. And
Yeah.
I
Here's
feel
the
like
thing,
it would
though.
be more fun.
I think from a technical perspective, you'd get more contrast in your life in black and white because you have the full luminosity spectrum from full white to full black. If you saw in shades of a color, there's a point where that color becomes black and there's a point where that color becomes white. So you would lose the top end and the bottom end of your contrast spectrum. So you would be seeing less of that than if you went with full black and white. And I feel like that is a nice little thing. And I feel like you would regret not having that if you chose a shade.
Nah.
And I feel like you'd eventually hate the shade. I feel like you would just hate it eventually. Like
I feel the same about black and white. You'd eventually just want to gouge your own eyes out because that's all. Like, why bother seeing anymore?
But you get two things at least with black and white. You get black and you get white.
And you get grey.
And you get grey. Three. There you go. 3 for the price of one.
I get light pink, dark pink, red.
Oh, so would you consider pink as red?
It's a shade of red.
Interesting. But like, at what point then does that become a different color, though?
That goes back to my dilemma beforehand of, is purple really purple, or is it blue, or is it red?
It's a shade of red.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I'm going to go with black and white, I think, in the end. That would be my final decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I dislike red too much. So I will go with black and white. If it was blue, if it was green,
like
easy.
Not hating on red or anything like that. I think red is good in its own way when you've got full access to all the colors. Could not imagine living life just seeing red though. That would be hard, I reckon. All right. Final question. And I think you guys are going to have a bit of difficulty with this one because it's a little bit tricky and both options are bad. So you got to decide which one's least bad. So my dilemma and the official weird dilemma for this episode is, would you rather be constantly slippery or constantly sticky? Discuss.
Slippery like butter or slippery like soap?
Like slippery like soap. Like properly slippery.
Like do my feet slippery?
Yeah.
All of me is
But
slippery.
let's say it's like slippery. It's like, you know when you lather on like a really good amount of sunscreen and you suddenly become like slippery, like trying to like screw the lid on something would become difficult, but you're not so slippery that you're going to like not be able to walk on a timber floor.
Pale bitch.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, you've been there too, all right, dude?
Yeah, I'm more pale.
Yeah, so that level of slippery, and then I would say the level of sticky that you are is not like sticky enough to climb up walls like Spider-Man, but like you've just wrapped your hand around like you put your hand on like the backside of like a real like the gaffer tape or something like that, and then you've taken it off, and it's just like that real like tacky sticky.
Oh god.
Oh, I hate that.
So it's that compared to like quite slippery.
But then you'd get all like hairs on you because everything sticks to you.
Yeah, but you'd get hairs to you with you being slippery. So like I think like if you had a little bit of slipperiness to you, it'd still be stuff sticking to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel it as like it was like you were sticky though.
It's true.
Yeah, it's a hard one, I think. Like think about everyday life. Think about a day in your life. Think about it being
you
really slippery.
You couldn't pick up paper either way. Wait, if
you could pick up paper being sticky.
Yeah.
But sorry, you could pick up paper, but you couldn't release it.
No, I mean you
Get
could
someone else to take it off.
Yeah, or you could use tools like you could use a little peg to like pick up paper and put it down or something like that, I suppose.
Forever a peg.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be sticky. But yeah, slippery. I mean, like if you're slippery, I'm assuming that you would have to, and I'll, as part of the question, you'd have to be, constantly secreting some kind of liquid across your whole skin.
But the same
that would be
sticky,
making
right?
you slippery.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean, you'd obviously have to have some kind of sticky residue on your skin at all times as well. But I guess something that's slippery is probably more likely to get on things. So if you're like thinking, I'm just going to sit down on the lounge, well,
slip off the lounge.
Your slippery juices are going to get all over the lounge.
You never sit down properly again.
Yeah.
You know what? Being like sticky reminds me of those push pop lollies.
Oh, yeah.
And you just put your finger in there because you have to like push the lolly up, and then you would.
But are they just Australian? Does anybody else across the world have them? Push pops?
Do they still have them? I don't know.
I remember the push pops though.
I remember. If anybody out there knows push pops,
let us know, please.
Like, I don't know. I'll put a photo of push pops on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
If you know what it is, please
let us know.
Let us know. Unless it's just a weird Australian thing.
So yeah, so like life is a push pop or what? Which way are you guys leaning? Tell me your thoughts. Come on, we'll clarify it now. So
okay, so I really don't like being sticky. Like it's one of my pet. Like if it's a little bit of sticky on me, I'm like, I need this fucking shit off me right now. But being slippery, that would make life a little bit harder. I think.
You couldn't open things up. You couldn't sit down properly.
Yeah, you could like open a door handle.
You could open a specific kind of door handle, like the lever kind of door handle you could open.
But that's not everywhere you go. It doesn't have a lever door handle.
No, that's true. I mean, look, I think you'd
if
be
you
able
were
to.
Sticky, my God, I could open that door.
I mean, I think eventually you'd be able to get it. Do you know what I mean?
You couldn't write anymore.
If you were slippery?
Yeah.
That's true. You could type really well though. Imagine typing.
Imagine your
sticky.
fucking keyboard.
Yeah, but imagine typing with sticky fingers. That would be annoying because you'd be constantly like lifting the keys up with your fingers and having to like.
You couldn't
pull
take
them off.
out your food from the microwave anymore.
Well, you'd put on a plate.
It
would change your life.
Slippery.
It wouldn't destroy your life.
The plate would be slippery.
Crying. I'm slippery.
Like it's not like okay. Don't take slippery to like the extreme level where like you've covered your body in massage oil or something. Like it's not that slippery. It's like the sunscreen slippery. It's like a little slippery. Like you could hold onto a glass but if you jumped up and down, it would probably slip out of your hand.
Way too clumsy. I need that extra stick.
Need the extra stick. But what about all your clothes? Like, you couldn't wear flowy clothes anymore because they just stick to you.
No.
And you love a flowy clothes.
Imagine getting up off a leather lounge.
Like getting off a lounge in summer, getting out of a leather car in summer.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Oh, this is horrible.
Imagine public transport sticky.
Never.
It's that off the seat.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So-
gross. Imagine accidentally bumping into someone. Sticky.
Ew.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider.
So aerial would be a lot easier if I was sticky.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
You reckon?
Yep.
Mm. Okay.
So I could get off like because I can slide off things like I can unstick. But I feel like it would, from the stuff that I do, if I was a little bit sticky,
Yeah.
it would be easier.
All right.
But also, if I was a little bit slippery, could also make some really good movement.
Yeah, I know. It's a hard one. Which way are you leaning initially?
I initially was like, I really hate being sticky because I just really don't like the feeling of being sticky. But I could get used to being sticky.
I feel like I could get used to being sticky.
But I also feel like I might get used to being slippery too.
Imagine
I just think I would injure myself more.
Being a bit slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still wear socks and shoes though. Then you wouldn't slip on floors. You
But
could wear
imagine-
gloves and then you wouldn't be
But
slippery.
you know
with your
when your socks slip off your feet? I hate that.
I don't think my socks have ever slipped off my feet
Never?
while I'm wearing
Like
them.
they slip down like under your heel?
No, I've never had that.
That's because
I
he's a
buy
boy.
socks that fit
Yeah.
my
Because he's
feet.
a boy and he doesn't wear those low cut socks.
Oh, the
Yeah.
tiny little ankle
Also,
style socks. Yeah,
your,
no, I don't
your
really
feet
wear
are
those.
like sandpaper, so
They hold them up. Yeah. Imagine picking up a cat sticky.
Oh, don't.
All the hair.
I would.
Imagine washing
Daisy
your
would
hands.
have to move out.
Sticky.
Daisy, you gotta go.
Daisy, you gotta go.
move out.
Sorry, we're too sticky for you now.
You have to move out. You're just like she's gonna get her own apartment to live in.
Yeah. But like imagine, I mean, I feel like there are definitely different things that would become difficult either way you cut this cookie, but imagine like cooking with sticky hands. I mean, you could just cook with gloves, I suppose.
Yeah,
But imagine like cooking with slippery hands. Imagine trying to cut using a knife.
I would
With a
injure
little bit
myself.
slippery.
Yeah, that would be bad. But imagine trying to put on like those plastic gloves with sticky hands. That would be really hard.
So my hands, known fact amongst my friends, that my hands and my feet sweaty as fuck.
Yeah.
Which
That's true.
always makes me either a little bit sticky or a little bit slippery, depending on how much sweat I've been producing. None of my other body parts sweat. Like I don't really sweat unless it's from my hands or my
it just
feet.
all seeps out from the hands. And
I don't
feet.
know why. Touch my hand.
No, thank you.
Those are my secretion
No!
zones.
Oh, clammy.
See? See? At
like
this
a
very
swamp.
moment in time, I am a little bit clammy. I would describe myself at this moment in time a little bit sticky.
And how is it doing? How's the stickiness?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
I choose the life of the sticky.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Sticky?
Yeah, I'll be sticky.
Why?
Because I'll injure myself as a slippery person.
Yeah.
100%. I can't hold a knife. I won't be able to cook. I'll just fall over all the time. I'll slip over and I'll hurt myself every single day.
All right. But what about this? And I'm going to just put a little R18 plus warning on this next topic of conversation.
Block
What about
areas for
sex?
children.
Sticky or slippery?
There's something called lubricant.
Yeah, but would that be comfortable, like pouring lubricant over something that's already
Sticky?
sticky?
You just have to use
Oh
more.
no! That's the worst. I can.
Could you imagine? Like
No, I
extra
can't.
sticky.
No,
You'd have to like pour a whole bottle of
I
lubricant.
can
over.
feel it.
To be perfectly honest, imagine if you were overly slippery.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be fun.
I don't know. Maybe not. It would be easy.
CJ's definitely leaning towards the slipperiness.
Oh no, I don't know what way I'm leaning. Yeah, I'm just
You were like slippery,
having the discussion.
sexy, slippery.
Want to get slippery?
No, sir.
No, thank you, sir. I do not want to get slippery with you.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gross either way. I think.
It is.
It is.
I
really
think
gross.
stickiness is more gross than
You reckon?
slipperiness.
Yeah, imagine like trying to have a shower to get it off and it's just not coming off. Either stickiness or slipperiness. How extra slippery would having a shower become if you chose slippery?
Injuries.
I'll get one of those things,
Yeah.
those little mats for the
You just have to, if you
The
were
grippy
slippery,
mats.
you just have to have that all the time. You'd have to like have special gloves on your hands all the time. You'd have to wear shoes all the time.
I
And then I feel like
already-
you'd be pretty much okay with like normal day-to-day stuff. But you
But
would,
same with being sticky though. If you just put special shoes on, special gloves
yeah,
on.
but I think with sticky, you'd still have like the incidentals of like accidentally knocking into things or bumping into people, or your clothes would be sticky to your skin. And that would be annoying, I think.
That
Imagine,
might be nice though, because if you're wearing like a skin tight dress or something, it wouldn't ride up.
Yeah, but it'll be hard to get on.
Oh, but you have a point.
Yeah, that dress would stay put.
It would, I suppose. If you were slippery, it would slip all over the place.
Yeah, I
But
feel like
You'd never get a wedgie ever again.
Wouldn't that be hard to get on though if you were sticky? Like
I know,
clothes would be harder to get on.
yeah, they would be a little bit harder to get
Little
on,
bit,
but I could
not
like
much
you could
harder
just go
than right now.
and pull it all the way
Yeah.
down.
To me that sounds so uncomfortable.
Oh, I kind of like the idea of having a dress that never rides up.
Yeah.
So well, you both like leaning more towards sticky at the moment. That's
I don't
interesting.
know. I immediately thought I don't like being sticky. I want to be slippery. I want to be a slippery gal.
Slippery would be more fun.
But now Jessica's raised the bodycon dress. I'm interested.
You could be your own lint roller if you were sticky.
And then
Need to
you'd be
get
covered
some-
in lint.
Yeah, need to get some lint off your clothes. Just like roll your arm over it.
And then how do you get it off your arm? Lint roll your arm?
Touche.
Oh. I just see positives. for both.
Both. Yeah, we went into this thinking it's only going to be negatives, and everyone's just finding positives. Well,
just-
Demi's finding positives.
I'm finding positives. Or like if I was wearing like a leotard.
Oh yeah.
Stick.
What do you think?
Sick.
What do you think about like shaking someone's hand? Would you rather shake someone's hand and have it be really slippery or really sticky?
Really sticky, definitely. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
You'd rather
Really?
a sticky hand?
Yeah, over a clammy, like slippery swamp hand.
Okay,
Definitely.
you don't need to insult
no.
Demi's hands. Slippery swamp hands. Jeez.
They're dry now.
Yeah. That's
When
I
I
wipe them on my pants.
when I shake someone else's hands and if there's residue left on my hand, I'm like, oh my god.
Do you know what I
wish
do?
I could run to the hand sanitizer, but I have to have a meeting with you for the next hour.
Super embarrassing. What I do before somebody shakes my hand is I always wipe my hands on my pants because I know they sorry.
That's bad if they notice that though.
Oh no, I do it like as I'm like because normally I'm getting up out of a chair to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like as I conveniently get out of this chair.
You think it's secret.
Nobody really notices.
Yeah.
They
Well,
look
no
at
one
my
would
face.
say things.
I don't like shake someone's hand. I'm like, oh, that's a swamp hand. Like,
Are
I
you
just
looking?
keep
Are
it-
you looking at somebody's face? Like I can see where that person is looking because I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
They're looking at me, at my face.
I'd rather shake a slippery hand.
I'd rather shake a slippery hand.
No.
You'd rather shake a sticky hand?
A
Ugh.
sticky hand. Go and get a piece of sticky tape, put it on my hand, and then shake it.
Yeah, that
You'll
would be-
realize how bad it is.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I feel like it's pretty gross. Like, what the hell happened to your hand to make it so sticky?
I feel
What
like
have you been touching?
Yeah, that's right. just like, I don't know, it looked like you're having a realization.
You
or
know, like
something.
that
No,
little,
it's
you know
sugar
that,
sticky.
that calculation meme with the lady who's like,
Yeah, all the
maths
numbers,
going on.
yeah.
That was Jess's face, legit, just then.
I just think that the slippery is more off-putting than the sticky.
Oh no, it's more off-putting to be sticky. Like, what
Yeah.
were you doing? Were you just like, where was your hand before you touched me with your stickiness?
Yeah.
What?
Why is it so sticky?
Slippery, I'd be like, oh, this is a little bit sweaty.
Yeah. I think,
Just a little bit
I
sweaty.
think sticky just like snaps back off though. So
Snaps back off.
yeah,
Explain.
like you know when you like touch a piece of sticky tape and you hear the that's kind of satisfying.
have you ever tried to take a sticker off something though and it just like tears? It doesn't come off properly?
Yeah, but those are bad stickies.
Imagine a handshake like that.
Ugh. Skin.
What, their skin will be on my hand?
No,
That's
but
so
like
weird, alien.
you have to like put some real force into like the
Detaching.
detachment. Yeah, that would be weird.
No, because earlier on in the piece you were like, you're not overly slippery, you're not like overly sticky.
No, you know, it's more of like a tacky sticky. I
You're just a little
suppose,
bit
so,
tacky.
Yeah.
Just a bit tacky. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to touch somebody's hand that's a little bit tacky.
Yeah.
You're just saying that because you're trying
sticky
to
like a lint
improve
roller.
your swamp hand situation, Dev.
It's much better than sticky.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, my vote is for the sticky.
She's going team sticky.
She's
I'm team
solidly
sticky.
team sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about going down a slippery
Oh, you'd fucking rip off your back skin.
I am okay to give up slippery dips.
Yeah, I hereby give up slippery dips.
When was the last time you were on a slippery dip?
I don't even know.
That's true. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think my issue with sticky is that I feel like it would really bother you after a while, day-to-day stuff, because you'd just be like, you just pick up shit. Like, you don't realize the amount of dirt and stuff that would stick to your skin.
Free stuff.
What? Free stuff?
Yeah, just
Free lint.
Jess is like, there was a
weird
piece
thing
of paper that blew into me. Oh, free paper.
Free paper clips from work.
Jess
Free
is just like-
pens.
she just smashes her hand onto somebody's desk and whatever attaches she goes home with.
Mine.
Can't
This
get
is
it.
mine.
Put your hand in the lolly jar. Oh, sorry, it just stuck to my hand.
Oh,
It's
look at
already
all
touched
these
me.
fucking lollies on
Must
my
be
hand.
Man,
mine
if-
now. They're
If
contaminated.
you're shoving your janky sticky hand into a lolly jar, nobody's having any of those lollies anyway.
Oh, that's better over like swamp hand.
Why has it become swamp hand? It's just slippery.
Slippery. I have swamp hand.
Yeah, I just feel
It's
like
moist.
it's moist. Sorry about my moist grip.
Okay, can we? I feel like the word moist should be banned from all podcasts.
Moist.
Done. There. We've had our fill of the word.
The M
Moist.
word.
The M word, yeah. No, I think all those incidentals, like, you know, all of like the dead skin that just like flakes off you during the day would not flake off you. It would get stuck to you. All like loose hairs. Like, imagine your
I would
hair.
just have to have a very good
Imagine
exfoliating.
your hair
routine.
brushes across your face and just sticks there across your
Okay,
eyes.
that would be very annoying. That would
I can't stand
I would cut my hair short. Actually,
doesn't
no, I
help,
would not
Jess.
cut my hair short. I would just tie my hair up.
Yeah,
That'd be anyway.
that would be the only way
Cat
to avoid
hair
it.
though. Cat hair stuck to your face.
Daisy would have to move out.
I'm pretty sure I have a cat hair stuck to my face currently.
I feel like sleeping would be more uncomfortable as well, sticky. Like sticking to the pillows with your face and like sticking to the bed with like your back or your side and stuff like that.
But what if you just slip off the bed though?
You're not that slippery.
Well, you're not that sticky.
No, but I feel like you're sticky enough for it to be like annoying. Like it would lift a sheet up with your face when you like raised it. You know, that would be annoying, I think. I don't know. I think I'm leaning
Just
more
have some
towards
silk
that
sheets.
slippery life.
Ash-
Slippery me up.
Rub them in oil. Oh,
Grease me up, woman.
I'm team sticky.
I see some positives to both.
Yes.
And I don't know which one I prefer.
CJ, what would you pick?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. It's really hard. I feel like I would be constantly paranoid carrying around like all the expensive cameras and stuff that I use for work if I was had slippery hands all the time. Like I feel like sticky in that regard would
Just
be
put the strap on.
helpful. Excuse me? Say what? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's a hard one. Slippery. I'm gonna go slippery because I feel like you get some really good quality gloves, and I feel like most of the problems with slippery are obsolete. Then if you had
You
some
can
nice
also
grippy
have the
gloves.
same with being sticky.
Yeah, no, we've already discussed this though, but I feel like you would still have areas of your skin that would stick to things and would stick to your clothes and would just get like, as a man, being sticky down there, that's not pleasant. Ball sack sticking to the side of your legs. And
We didn't need to know that.
Yeah, we did.
I think it was definitely necessary. To all the male listeners out there, they're all like nodding their heads as I'm saying this. Like they would choose slippery just for that, just for the nice, the comfort factor down there.
I would hate the armpit sticking. I would hate that.
Oh, what a noise! What a sound effect.
It's accurate though.
Yeah, it is. Yep, I'm gonna go slippery.
I am torn once again. As I really hate being sticky.
Yeah.
Like really hate it. I do like that I could wear a short skirt and it could stick to me without riding up.
That's like the one
Like
pro
a
that you've got at the
nice
moment.
pencil skirt
Yeah.
without like it coming above your knees and looking weird.
That'd be heaven.
Heaven.
Would being really sticky though be more difficult to explain to everyone? Like slippery, you could just say, "Oh yeah, I just put on a lot of lotion," or "Yeah, put on some sunscreen," or something like that. You could have a fairly quick and easy explanation for why you're so
No,
slippery.
I'm just
but
sticky.
Why?
I'm just a
I don't
sticky
know.
gal.
Why are
Gross.
you climbing?
Just like I'm just a slippery gal.
So they both
Same.
sound bad.
Yeah, I
They
know.
both sound bad.
Yeah, I mean they both
But
sound
I
bad.
wink. What about if I wink? What I say?
Well,
Make it better?
if someone
Does it
shakes
make
your
it
hand,
better?
they go, "Oh, why are you so sticky? What do you say that?"
I have sticky skin.
I am half frog.
You're
So
now
what?
a weirdo in their eyes.
What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
I'll stick
Have
to
to
your face.
accept it.
My mum was a frog. My dad was a toad.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go slippery.
Okay.
So slippery and you're
Sticky.
sticky.
Good combo.
Oh.
Together we make normal friction.
I think I want to be slippery. I'm gonna be slippery.
Slippery. What
Giving
changed your
up
mind?
the
Because you were
perfect
really on the.
pencil skirts and
Yeah.
bodycon dresses.
Yeah, but I really hate being sticky. Like,
Ah.
I have gone into fits of rage if I cannot get a cat hair off my face. Like, it just
Yeah, I would
really
hate
makes
that.
me so angry.
Yeah, I'd really hate that. You know, the only thing I'm thinking about now, I'm like, oh, I should change to sticky. Is like, I feel like gym would be quite hard, slippery.
Yeah, I just think
Just
your
wear
daily
gloves.
tasks. Would...
No, yeah, you could just wear gloves, I suppose. That
Do you
would
wear
be
gloves
easy.
anyway?
Yeah. No, I don't normally wear gloves.
okay.
But yeah, you could
Get some
just wear gloves, and that would
Oh, I don't know what to do now.
disable the slippery element.
No, I already
suppose.
gave my answer.
I am going to be
Yeah, slippery.
a slippery gal.
Slippery. Like a
I just
snake.
think I'd be annoyed. No, I don't know. I was going to say, I think I'd be annoyed if I had to wear gloves all the time. But what if I always have overly sticky gloves on my skin all the time? I don't know. Do I make a change? No, but I already said my choice.
Yeah.
Sticky?
You can change if you want.
Can I change it? Can I change it?
If you're really, really
I don't
thinking that slippery is
know.
better.
Are you really?
then-
You were so convinced about
I
sticky.
was so convinced, but then I was just thinking about like the realities. I would always have to wear socks. Always. And what if I got hot? I would overheat.
What, when you're sticky?
Yeah.
Just put the fan
No,
on
no,
or
no,
put
no.
an
I
AC
mean,
on. or
when I'm
something.
slippery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, or you could still just put like some cooling on or something and be
Just
cool.
put some sockets on.
Yeah, or get like those. You can get like those little rubber things that like
But the
go to your
sockets would
toes,
slip off.
and they're like air vented. You know, like those weird shoes people do bushwalking in sometimes, and they're like formed to like the toes,
The toe
and they're like
shoes.
very thin and just like kind of rubbery. Yeah, the toe shoe
I
style
hate them.
thing. They're
I
like
fucking hate
ventilated
them.
and stuff. Yeah, or wear some Crocs. They'll ventilate your feet.
Crocs, are they in attack mode or defense mode?
One in attack, one in defense. Everyone knows that's the way to go.
you always have to wear gloves. You can't touch anything.
What are you discussing? Sticky or slippery?
Slippery.
Okay.
I feel like always wearing gloves is not that bad of a thing though. You just put them on in the morning. There you go.
You can be like, is it Rogue in X-Men?
Yeah, Rogue and X-Men. Yeah, she's always wearing gloves because she can't touch people because they'll die. I mean,
Good
your situation wouldn't be that bad,
Good
but
synopsis of Rogue.
I can't touch you. I can't take my gloves off.
Well, you're
Why,
slippery.
baby?
As
Because
I'm slippery.
I'm so slippery. Come on, I mean,
If you're slippery, will that slipperiness seep through clothing and you get like wet patches everywhere?
maybe like you were sweating. Yeah,
Yeah, no way. I'm sticking to Team Sticky.
sticking to sticky.
I'm sticking to Sticky.
Sticking to sticky.
Done.
All right, so we've got 2 for slippery, 1 for sticky.
I seem to always be outnumbered.
What?
You weren't on the last one. Well, not the yeah.
We had
the
one
alcohol
unanimous, and then
caffeine
you
one.
two picked black and white.
No, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, we had unanimous on the first one. Yeah, and then you and me. So yeah.
I just think back to
the
Angel
world
Wings.
is always against me.
Awesome.
That's it. Well, that wraps up all the dilemmas, I suppose. We've
Yes.
done pretty well, I think.
Let us know if you're team slippery or team sticky.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a slippery gal or,
Or
a
a slippery-
sticky gal?
Or a slippery boy.
Oh, it just sounds wrong.
I think it sounds
Sticky
wrong
boy.
either way.
You a sticky boy.
Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. Go and check us out on Instagram at The Dilemma Academy and leave your suggestions for dilemmas you'd like us to discuss. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, or you can email us at thedilemmaacademy@gmail.com. Also, if you like the episode, why not follow us and leave a review wherever it is you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, school's out at The Dilemma Academy.